Hey, so you know how everyone's been talking about AI taking over the world? Well, it turns out the company arguably leading that charge is now ready to take over Wall Street too. OpenAI, the folks behind ChatGPT, the tool that genuinely changed how millions of people work, write, and think, has officially filed for an IPO. And honestly, this is one of those moments that feels like a page turning in history. So here's what we know. OpenAI has confidentially submitted a draft S-1 registration statement to the Securities and Exchange Commission. Now, for those of you who aren't deep in the finance world, an S-1 is essentially the document a company files when it wants to go public and list its shares on a stock exchange. The confidential part means they get to work through the details with the SEC before the general public sees all the numbers. It's a pretty standard move for big companies that want to test the waters before fully committing to the spotlight. This is a massive deal for a few reasons. OpenAI started as a non-profit back in 2015. Then it shifted to what it called a capped profit model to attract investors. And now? It's heading toward a full-scale public company structure. That's a dramatic transformation for an organization that originally said it wanted to develop AI for the benefit of all of humanity, not shareholders. So yeah, there are going to be some really interesting conversations about what this means for OpenAI's mission going forward. And the timing here is everything. We are in the middle of an absolute frenzy of AI investment. Microsoft has poured billions into OpenAI. Google is racing ahead with Gemini. Amazon is backing Anthropic. Meta is spending enormous amounts building its own AI infrastructure. Every major tech player is essentially treating artificial intelligence like the new space race, and everyone desperately wants to plant their flag first. OpenAI going public is like the starting pistol for a whole new phase of that competition. Now, what's the valuation looking like? Well, earlier this year OpenAI was valued at around $157 billion in a private funding round. Let that sink in for a second. $157 billion for a company that only released its flagship consumer product, ChatGPT, back in late 2022. That's an almost incomprehensible rise in value in a very short period of time. An IPO could push that number even higher depending on how Wall Street reacts to the financials when they eventually become public. But here's where it gets complicated. OpenAI isn't just a tech startup anymore. It's become a cultural institution, a political talking point, and a lightning rod for debates about safety, regulation, and the ethics of artificial intelligence. Sam Altman, the CEO, has testified before Congress, navigated a very dramatic boardroom crisis last year where he was briefly fired and then reinstated, and has somehow kept the company growing at a staggering pace through all of it. Investors are betting on him as much as they're betting on the technology. Going public also means OpenAI will face a level of scrutiny it has never experienced before. Quarterly earnings reports, shareholder pressure, public financial disclosures, all of that changes how a company operates and makes decisions. The question everyone in Silicon Valley is quietly asking is whether OpenAI can maintain its edge in innovation while also satisfying the very different demands of public market investors. So here's the thing that really sticks with me about all of this. OpenAI was founded on the idea that artificial general intelligence should benefit humanity as a whole. And now it's about to let Wall Street have a say in how that mission gets pursued. Whether that makes you excited or a little nervous probably says a lot about how you feel about the future we're all building together.